Now we carry on. We have done on synthetic division. We are going to carry on more examples, and let's see now the fractals theorem. They go like that. Okay. The theorem states like this. For the theorem, if f of x is the polynomial and 1, if f of c is 0, then x minus c is the factor of fx. You see? Okay. Number 2, x minus c is the factor. If x minus c is the factor of fx, then f of c is 0. So if this one is the factor of f of x, then f of c is 0. Then we come back to number 1. If f of c is 0, then x minus c is the factor of x. So let me make some few amendment here. Okay. If here this if. Okay. Yeah, that's how the theorem states. Okay. Keep in mind that the division algorithm is dividend is equal to divisor times quotient plus remainder. So if the remainder is 0, you can use this to help you to factor a polynomial. If x minus c is a factor, you can rewrite the original polynomial as x minus c and then times the quotient, the remaining part of the equation. So for example, show that x plus 2 is the factor of this polynomial. Find the remaining factors. Use the factor to determine the zeros of the polynomial. Yes, we are going on like this. Okay. Solution is given that x cubic x power 3 minus 6x squared minus x plus 30 divided by x plus 2. We use the synthetic division to show that x plus 2 is the factor for the equation. You can use synthetic division. Okay, the equation is arranged as follows. So looks like this equation is already arranged. So the power 3, power 2, power 1, then constant. So we take from here we take negative 2 because when we equate this one equal to 0, then x is going to be negative 2. Then negative 2 in the left side. Then we have one coefficient, 1 in the power 3 coefficient. Then we have negative 6. We have negative 1, and then we have 30. So drop down this 1 to the bottom there, and then we multiply negative 2 times 1. Okay, the answer is negative 2. The negative 2 is put in the next coefficient. Then we add these two numbers. Then we have negative 8. Negative 2 times negative 8. We have we have 16. Then 16 and negative 1 are added. Then we have 15. The 15 negative 2 times 15 we're gonna be negative 30. Then this is gonna be, by adding, is going to be 0. So this shows that this one is the factor for the given equation. From the above arrangement, the last number from the right in the lowest row, this number is 0, which means the remainder is 0. Hence x plus 2 is the factor of the equation. The remaining equation is going to be like this. Okay. Hence the equation, this one can be written like this. Okay. X plus 2 times x squared minus 8x plus 15. Yes. Now, okay, now we can factor out the quadratic equation above to rewrite the equation. Okay, x squared minus 8x plus 15 is equal to, we can use the factors we can use the method of factorization. And how can we do? When we want to factorize this quadratic equation, is simple. Or you can use mathematical quadratic formula to evaluate these values. So for me, I have taken, you have to find the numbers, like two numbers in which when you add those two numbers we have negative 8, and when we multiply those two numbers we have 15. Those numbers are negative 5 and negative 3. When you add negative 5 and negative 3 we have negative 8, and then we have, when we multiply negative 3 and negative 5 we have 15. So these two are the factors of this quadratic equation. So this equation can be written as x minus 3 then x minus 5. Okay, yes. That's it. Okay, now so x cubic minus x squared minus x plus 30 is equal to x plus 2, the first factor, and times x minus 3, this one, and times x minus 5, the last one. Okay, so by the factor theorem, the zeros of the equation, this one are negative 2, 3, and 5. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, let's get going. And example 2, solve the equation z power 5 minus 6 z power 3, okay, minus plus 17 z minus 10 is equal to 0. The solution is given by, okay, given that this equation, we call it equation number 1, use the factor theorem as normal. Okay, it's a little bit confusing, but it is very important part in complex numbers. Then use the factor theorem, try z equal to 1, let the equation 1 be pz, then p, when you plug in number 1 into this equation, then this equation gives to 0. So shows that 1 is the factor for the given equation here. So if that is the case, z minus 1 is the factor for the equation 1 above. So we can rewrite the equation 1 as z, this equation equal to z minus 1 and then qz. Qz is the remaining quotient, but we don't know which is that quotient now. But what is qz? Let us use the synthetic division to find qz now. It is equal to find this one divided by z minus 1. It is given as a equation. We rearrange the above equation as we have done previously above to be seen as below. So we put all the missing numbers, z power 5 plus 0 z power 4. Those it was not there before. So 0 power 4, okay, 0 z power 4, then minus 6 z power 3, minus 2 z power 2, okay, plus 17 z minus 10 divided by that much. Then this one we put here 1 in the left, and then we put all the coefficients in the right. 1, 0, negative 6, 2, negative 2, 17, and then 10, negative. And then as normal we drop down the first coefficient into the bottom there, and we multiply 1 times 1, we have 1, then we add these two numbers. Then after all procedures we have this row below. Okay, since the last number is 0 from the right, in the last row is 0, then z minus 1 is the factor of the equation. So we write the answer. We were looking for the qz. Qz is going to be z power 4 plus z cubic minus 5z squared minus 7z plus 10. It's going to be this is going to be equation number 3. So when p1 is 0, pz is going to be z minus 1 times qz, where qz is this function. Now let's try again. Z is equal to 1, and then plug into the equation 3, which is the qz now. When you put z is equal to 1, so qz is going to be 0 again. So qz is going to be z minus 1 times r as z. You use synthetic division as above to obtain the equation r as z. Now r of z is going to be this much. Now you follow the same procedures as above, then you will have this one. Now try again. Z is equal to 1, then r1 is not going to be 0. So 1 is not the factor for this equation above. So try z is equal to 2, then yeah, this is try and error. That's why we try. Let's try r is equal to 2, then you have 0. So rz is equal to z minus 2 times z squared plus 4z plus 5. Then we carry on factorization like that. That is called factor theorem. Now let's z be z squared plus 4z plus 5 is going to be equation number 4. Use quadratic formula to solve the above equation. So when you use quadratic formula, plug in the numbers, and we have this equation. We have these values of z, which is complex roots. So therefore the roots of the pz's are 1, and then you repeat again 1, and then 2, and then negative 2 plus or minus I. So we have factorized the given equation, which is pz. Now we have 5 factors, 1, 2, 3, and these two is going to be 5 factors. So that's how to solve any polynomial using factor theorem in conjunction with synthetic division. It is very crucial part of the complex number, so we have to be careful to understand the procedures. Okay, let us check on example 3. This is the part of the paper 2, Advanced Mathematics 2004, question number 5. Use synthetic division, find the value of c given that the polynomial px is x cubic plus cx squared minus 2cx plus 4 is divided by x minus 1. The expression, this one, the expression x cubed plus ax plus b x plus c gives the same remainder when divided by x plus 1 or x minus 2. Show that a plus b is negative 3, and find c if the expression leaves the remainder of 7 when divided by x minus 1. So we start with solution A. Given that p over x is equal to 3 plus cx squared minus 2cx plus 4 divided by plus 4 divided by this one, divided by x minus 1. Use synthetic division. So we divide this expression by x minus 1 here. So we arrange like that. This one, when you get equal to 0, then x is going to be 1. So 1 we put in the left side, and then the coefficient of this function we put in the right side. So it's going to be 1, then c, then negative 2c, then plus 4. Then we drop down like we have done previously. We'll drop down this one into the bottom. Okay, this then 1 times 1 is going to be 1, this one plus this one, c plus 1, and this one times 1 is going to be c plus 1, and then this plus this is going to be 1 minus c, and then this one times 1 is going to be 1 minus c. 4 plus this one is going to be 5 minus c. The remainder is going to be 5 minus c. For the equation to be divided by x minus c, the remainder is supposed to be 0. So this one is supposed to be 0 so that this one can be the factor of this function. So 5 minus c is going to be equal to 0. Then c is 5. So we were required to find the value of c when divided by this one. No, we are not required to find the value of c, but c is like that. Using the synthetic, find the value of c. Yes, we were required to find the value of c, as you can see in A above. So the value of c is 5. Then it's done. Yes, B we are required to prove that a plus b is equal to negative 3 by the given condition. Then we solve like that. Given that p of x is equal to x cubic plus ax squared plus bx plus c when divided by this one, and this one gives the same remainder. Okay, required to show that a plus b is equal to negative 3. Use synthetic division. So you can see that synthetic division is very important in this part of questions. Okay, so when we arrange the equation, we have this stuff here, and then at the end we have this one as the remainder. The remainder 1, which is r1, is a minus b plus c minus a minus 1. When divided by x minus 2, then we arrange the equation and we divide it by synthetic, and then we have the final value, this one. So the remainder, this is not the remainder, this is the remainder, is going to be r2, which is going to be 4a plus 2b plus c plus 8. Since r1 and r2 are equal, then a minus b plus c minus 1 is equal to this much. And then we have we collect the like terms, and then we have this much, and then at the end we have that much, and then at the end a plus b is equal to negative 1, which is no, not negative 1 here. This is going to be equal to negative 3, sorry. This, when divided by 3, this equation divided by 3 is equal to negative 3, not 1. Yeah, that's going to be typing error, sorry. So it's going to be negative 3. Okay, that's it, and we carry on like that. So hence shown. Okay, let's go into the other part of the equation. So require that to find the value of c if the expression leaves the same remainder. Okay, this one is already done. Okay, it's not done yet. Okay, yeah, given that px is x cubic, x power 3 plus ax squared plus bx plus c, using the same method of synthetic division, then we set up the equation like that, and then yeah, the final value is this one. From the above, remainder is this one, but the remainder is equal to 7. So we have this equation, a plus b plus c is equal to 6. From the plus equation, okay, we know that a plus b is equal to negative 3. So we plug in the value of negative 3 wherever there is a plus b. So when you plug in, negative 3 plus c is equal to 6. So c is going to be negative, is going to be 9. So the